Get ready to raise the dead. On this edition, we're resurrecting I Was a Teenage Werewolf, AIP's 1957 sci-fi horror cash cow. Long before the Michael J. Fox vehicle Teen Wolf, future Little House on the Prairie dad Michael Landon prowled the halls of Rockdale High in a fur-covered Letterman's jacket. Landon stars as Tony Rivers, a promising student with serious anger issues. When provoked, Tony lashes out violently, and his fights have gained the attention of local police. Detective Donovan attempts to cut Tony a break by having him visit a psychologist, but Tony isn't having it. An accidental shove to his girlfriend finally prompts Tony to seek help from Dr. Brandon. Scientist first and hypnotherapist second, Brandon uses Tony as a test subject for an experimental regression serum. Ever the mad scientist, Brandon hopes to regress mankind to its primitive state to supposedly save it. After injecting a hypnotized Tony, Brandon plants a seed that he was once a primitive beast. The combination turns the not-so-mild-mannered teenager into, you guessed it, a werewolf. And the already violent Tony starts knocking off unsuspecting teens in wolf form. The evidence points to a wild animal. While police search the surrounding area for escaped circus attractions, Brandon continues his injections and regression therapy on Tony. Only police custodian Pepe, an immigrant from the Carpathian Mountains, suspects the truth. But of course, that's just the talk of a crazy old man, and he's told to keep his mouth shut. It comes to a head at school when the bell triggers a transformation and Tony kills a gymnast in front of the principal. During his escape, students recognize Tony's clothes and the manhunt begins. Using his animal instincts and cunning, Tony evades capture and seeks refuge with Brandon. The doctor attempts a final session in which he induces a transformation on camera for posterity. As expected, Tony runs wild and gains a measure of revenge before Donovan guns him down in the tragic finale. Directed by Gene Fowler Jr., I Was a Teenage Werewolf is the first in a slew of films to feature the word teenage in the title. Never a stranger to controversy, executive producer Sam Arkoff faced resistance for portraying a teenager as the monster, which was revolutionary at the time. The script, co-written by producer Herman Cohen, is also unique in that it bridges the gap between 1930s gothic monsters and 1950s sci-fi paranoia for a true crossover effort. While the monster is ostensibly supernatural, its origins are the result of scientific experiment. Thus, the monster is unbound from traditional werewolf lore. Independent of moon cycles, Tony transforms in broad daylight. Yet he's hunted by traditional Gothic methods. Recalling the classic Universal monster narratives, a mob of torch-bearing townsfolk comb the surrounding woods to flush him out. Like most 1950s narratives, science unleashes the beast, and the scientist is the true monster. It also reflects the popularity of rock and roll. With actor Ken Miller singing Jerry Blaine's Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, I Was a Teenage Werewolf is the first horror film to include a rock and roll performance. One of AIP's most successful features, it made over $2 million on an estimated $82,000 budget. As a result, the studio rushed out similar teenage titles, hoping to capitalize on the momentum. Despite those earnings, Werewolf remains unavailable in digital format. While goofy and derivative of Jekyll Hyde narratives, I Was a Teenage Werewolf demands release for its lasting pop culture influence. Countless films, television shows, and songs reference it, even horror maestro Stephen King. In his classic novel It, Tony's werewolf, complete with the Letterman's jacket, is one of the forms Pennywise adopts to hunt Derry's children. There's no greater tribute than that. Seek out I Was a Teenage Werewolf and sink your fangs into this camp-filled beast. If nothing else, it's an excellent PSA for anger management. Easy there, Tony. Like these films? Be sure to subscribe for notifications regarding new episodes.